I'd just like to look at a little bit of a tactical thing here in regard to Steve serving at 10-9 game ball up in the first game. He's done really well to get 10-9 up. He was 9-5 up, lost a few points in a row. But this rally in particular comes to mind. So starts off with a decent serve, forces the boast, gets into that ball into the front corner and hits a great straight drive down the line. So he's really starting to capitalize. Dan pops that ball quite loose. So I would say at that moment, Steve needs to volley that. He's been so good on that volley, but he lets it go. He looks a little bit tentative. And that ball's really loose at that moment. Plays a decent cross court and then doesn't push up. This is the point as well. So there's two opportunities. He didn't push up on that first one. He settles into that a deep tee position behind the back of the service box. And if you really look at his opponent, if you look at Dan, he's facing the back corner, his toes facing out the back, his shoulders are facing back. There's very little chance he's going to straighten that. And if he even straightens it, it should be really easy to pick off. So at that moment, Steve needs to be about 1.5 meters further forward, right up high on that tee. He's game ball up. There's been a bit of momentum against him. He's got that one game ball now. He's forced a couple of really loose shots from his opponent. There should be at this point a massive realization that going, right, I've got him. I've got him under the pump here. Let me not take my foot off his head. I've really got to push forward now. But because he stays back and he's moving across, it's a very tentative and I wouldn't say nervous, but a little bit of a negative position. It's almost like I'm waiting for the game to come to me. So that for me is a bit of a tactical thing that Steve should have maybe paid more attention to, and amateurs watching this can maybe pay more attention to. When you've got that sniff, when you've got that lead, that's the time to keep your foot on your opponent's head. If you notice you're playing some decent stuff and you're getting that ball behind your opponent, you've been given a few opportunities, you know what, let's get forward. Take a slight risk if you need to, because you're setting the tone and you're really trying to tell your opponent that I'm here. And if you notice the opponent sticks in the boast, Steve's miles away, doesn't even get close to that ball. It wasn't even like the best boast as well. So it's just compounding the fact that at that moment, Steve should be pushing up really close to the end of the game. Ideally, he can learn from that and get better at that in the future.